Introduction to Linguistics, a foundational study of language. Welcome to Linguistics, the scientific study of language. Linguistics is the scientific study of language, exploring its structure, function, and role in human communication. First, linguists take a systematic and analytical approach. They focus on patterns, rules, and structures that shape how we speak and understand language. The study of language involves objective observation and analysis. But why do we study language systematically? First, to gain insight into human cognition, understanding how our minds process language. Second, to improve language teaching. And third is to enhance communication technologies. To begin with, let's answer a fundamental question. What is linguistics? Essentially, linguistics is the scientific study of language. It's not just about learning many languages. Instead, it's about understanding how language works. Think of it like this: if biology is the study of living things, linguistics is the study of language. So, what do linguists do? Linguists explore many aspects of language, from its sounds and grammar to how it's used in different social and cultural contexts. By studying linguistics, we gain deeper insight into how humans communicate and how language shapes our world. Linguistics is made up of different aspects that focus on the structure of language. Let's explore some of the most important ones. First, phonetics. This is the study of speech sounds, focusing on their physical properties, such as how they are produced and heard. Let's study this example: ship and sheep. In phonetics, the difference between ship and sheep lies in the vowel sounds. Ship uses the short I sound, while sheep uses the long E sound. Second, phonology. This deals with the sounds of a language and how they function in communication. Example: the words pat and bat. Pat starts with the sound p, and bat starts with the sound bu. Phonology studies how these sounds are used to distinguish meaning in language. Next, syntax. This is the study of how sentences are formed and structured. In short, syntax is all about sentence structure. Next, morphology. Morphology focuses on how words are built from smaller parts. Example of morphology is the word unhappiness. On, a prefix, means not, happy, which is the root word, and nest, a suffix that turns an adjective into a noun. So, unhappiness is built from these smaller parts to form a word meaning. Then we have semantics. This area examines the meanings of words, phrases, and sentences. And the last one, pragmatics. Pragmatics studies how language is used in different situations and contexts. Let's learn different definitions of language according to famous linguists. According to Ferdinand Saussure, language is an arbitrary system of signs constituted of the signifier and signifiant. Secondly, the system covers both objects and expressions used for objects. And finally, expressions includes sounds and graphemes used by humans for generating speech and writing, respectively, for communication. For him, language is a system of signs that express ideas. His key idea is that a language is a structured system where words and meanings are linked through social conventions. But Noam Chomsky says language is the inherent capability of native speakers to understand and form grammatical sentences. A language is a set of sentences, finite and infinite. Sentences may be limited or unlimited and are made up of only minor components. He believes that language is a set of sentences, each finite in length and constructed out of a finite set of elements. His key idea is language is governed by a deep structure of rules, syntax, that allows infinite creativity in sentence formation. However, Leonard Bloomfield believes that language is a set of habits that are learned and reinforced through social interaction. He says the totality of utterances that can be made in speech community is the language of that speech community. Bloomfield's definition of language focuses on the utterances produced by all the community's people and hence overlooks writing. Besides, he stresses form, not meaning, as the basis of language. His key idea is that the language acquisition relies on behaviorism, where repetition and reinforcement shape learning. Now let's talk about the essential building blocks of communication. We call them the macro skills of language. First up, we have listening. This isn't just about hearing sounds, it's about understanding spoken language. Next, there's the speaking. This is where we express our own thoughts and ideas verbally. Then we have reading. This skill involves comprehending written text, whether it's a novel, an email, or a social media post. And of course, there's writing. This is how we convey our ideas through written language. Finally, we have viewing. This is a slightly newer skill, but it's incredibly important in today's digital age. It's about interpreting and analyzing visual informations like images, videos, and multimedia. Now let's explore the key ideas of four prominent language learning theories. We have the first one, behaviorist theory. According to the behaviorist theory, learning occurs through a series of rewards and punishments. Skinner proposed that when a child says a word correctly, he or she receives praise, positive reinforcement, encouraging them to continue using that word. Next, we have the atheist or nativist theory. This theory suggests that humans have an innate ability to acquire knowledge or language. Noam Chomsky introduced the concept of the language acquisition device or LAD. He believes that children naturally learn a language from the environment around them. We have the cognitivist theory. Jean Piaget proposed that language development is a part of child's broader cognitive development, where understanding of the word is linked with linguistic abilities. Then we have here the constructivism theory or the interactionist. Lev Vygotsky argued that language is learned through social interaction with more knowledgeable individuals. According to him, students learn best when working collaboratively with those whose proficiency level is higher than their own. Now, let me talk about how my knowledge of linguistics helps me as an English teacher and how can I apply linguistic theories in teaching, assessment, and research. First, understanding language structure. Linguistics helps me understand how language works, like how sentences are formed and how words change. Pronunciation, knowing how sounds in English work, like in phonology, helps me teach my students how to pronounce words correctly and naturally. We have here language learning theories. This knowledge helped me create better teaching methods. For vocabulary, it will help me learn how to break down words and learn new vocabulary by understanding how words are formed. How can I apply linguistic theories in teaching, assessment, or research? In teaching, I can actually use real life tasks like role playing to help my students practice English in meaningful ways. For assessment, I can use quizzes or speaking activities that will help me see how well my students are learning or where they need more practice. Studying linguistics can also help me in research. I can study real world language to create teaching materials based on how people really speak and write. I can also study how things like culture and background affect how my students learn English. Linguistics helps me understand how language works and improves my teaching. It allows me to create better lessons, assess my students more effectively, and understand their learning needs.